Please write me very attractive and very greedy hooks for old rare coins. United States of America most valuable Lincoln 1-cent pennies YouTube channel with start. Welcome to Coins X History and end subscription. Thanks with love for watching. Top 1. The United States of America 1958 D Lincoln 1-cent penny might quietly be sitting there, waiting to change your life. The 1958 D Mint mark Lincoln cent was struck at the legendary Denver Mint. It carries the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the famous wheat ears design on the back, making it part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat cent series. 1958 was actually the final year of the wheat reverse before the design changed in 1959. That alone makes this date historic. But history is not the only reason collectors go crazy for this coin. Most 1958 D pennies are common in circulated condition. Millions were produced. But here is where the story gets interesting. Condition is everything. A regular worn example might only be worth a small premium over face value. But if you find one in blazing red uncirculated condition, with strong luster, sharp details, and no major marks, the value can climb dramatically. Collectors especially hunt for coins graded in the highest mint state levels. When a 1958 D penny survives without scratches, with full original mint shine, and perfect surfaces, it becomes extremely desirable. High-grade coins from this year are much harder to find than people think. Many were used heavily in circulation. Finding one untouched for decades is like discovering a time capsule. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where the real excitement begins. While the 1958 D is not famous like the rare 1958 double die from Philadelphia, there are still important mint errors to look for. Off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and strong die breaks can all increase value. Collectors love visible mint errors because they tell a story of what happened inside the minting process. A dramatic off-center strike with a visible date can be worth significantly more than a normal coin. A bold die crack running across Lincoln's portrait can also add strong collector appeal. Another important factor is color. Lincoln cents are often graded as brown, red-brown, or full red. A full red 1958 D in top condition is far more valuable than a brown example. That original red copper shine is what serious collectors fight over in auctions. And here is the part where you need to listen very carefully. The difference between an ordinary 1958 D penny and an extraordinary one can be almost invisible to an untrained eye. A tiny difference in surface quality. A slightly stronger strike.
Osoitol mint error.
These small details can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a serious collectible. Many collectors search bank rolls hoping to find high-grade wheat cents. Others buy old collections from estate sales, never knowing that a near-perfect 1958 D might be hidden inside. The final year of the wheat reverse makes this coin emotionally important to collectors who want to complete their albums. Imagine holding the very last Denver Mint wheat penny ever made. That sense of history alone drives demand. And demand is what pushes prices higher. Now let's talk real market value. A heavily circulated 1958 D Lincoln Wheat penny usually sells for a few cents above face value. A bright, uncirculated red example can sell for around $10 to $20 depending on quality. In very high mint state grades certified by major grading services, examples have sold in the range of several $100s. And the finest known top population coins have reached auction results of over $1,000. That is for a single 1-cent coin. So before you ignore that jar of old pennies at home, take a second look. Focus on 1958. Look for the small D mint mark under the date. Check the color. Check the shine. Look for unusual errors. Because sometimes treasure does not shine like gold. Sometimes it looks like a simple brown penny. If you enjoyed learning about the 1958 D Lincoln Wheat penny and want to discover more hidden coin treasures that could be worth serious money, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next rare coin story. Coin lovers, stay curious, keep searching, and I will see you in the next video. Top 2. I'm talking about the United States of America 1952 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. A tiny copper coin from the Denver Mint that could be hiding in old jars, drawers, or inherited collections right now. The 1952 D Lincoln cent is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat series, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat ears design on the reverse. These wheat pennies were produced from 1909 to 1958 and 1952 sits near the end of that historic era. The Denver Mint struck a large number of 1952 D pennies. Because of that, many people think this coin is common and not valuable. But here is the truth every serious coin collector understands. Condition changes everything. Most 1952 D pennies you will find today are worn. They have scratches, dull color, and weak details from decades of circulation. These are usually worth only a small premium. But when you find one with strong detail in Lincoln's hair, clear wheat lines on the back, and original mint luster shining across the surface, the value jumps quickly. Collectors especially look for coins graded in high mint state levels. A full red example with blazing original copper color is far more desirable than a brown or dark red-brown piece. That bright red shine means the coin was preserved carefully and avoided heavy oxidation over time. Now let's talk about mint errors and varieties, because this is where things get exciting on the 1952 D. Collectors search for repunched mint marks, die cracks, die chips, and off-center strikes. A strong die crack running through the design can make the coin unique. Off-center strikes with a clear visible date are especially popular. These types of errors happen during the minting process and can turn an ordinary penny into a collector favorite. Strike quality also matters. Some 1952 D cents show weaker details, especially on the wheat ears. A sharply struck example with full detail is harder to find and more desirable. And here is something many beginners overlook. I appeal. Even two coins with the same grade can sell for different prices if one has better color, fewer marks, and stronger overall appearance. Serious buyers pay attention to these small details. The 1952 D may not be the rarest wheat penny ever made, but it represents an important era in American coinage history. It is a piece of post-World War II America, a time when the country was growing fast and everyday commerce depended on coins like this one. Now let's talk about real market value. A heavily circulated 1952 D Lincoln Wheat penny typically sells for around 3 to 10 cents. A nice uncirculated brown example can sell for around $5 to $15. A full red high mint state coin can sell for several dozen dollars. In top certified grades, auction records have reached a few $100s depending on condition and eye appeal. That means a simple 1-cent coin from 1952 can be worth far more than face value if it is preserved in outstanding condition. So check your collections carefully. Look for the small D mint mark under the date. Examine the color, the shine, and any unusual errors. Because sometimes the most overlooked coins are the ones collectors quietly compete for. If you love discovering hidden coin values and rare wheat pennies, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Coin hunters, keep searching, because your next valuable find might already be in your pocket. Top 3. Before you scroll away, stop for a second and imagine this. A simple 1-cent coin from the United States of America, dated 1956, sitting quietly in an old box. It looks ordinary, feels ordinary, but in the right condition, this tiny copper coin could be worth far more than anyone around you expects. Today we're talking about the 1956 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark. When you see no mint mark on a 1956 Lincoln cent, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During the 1950s, Philadelphia coins typically did not carry a mint mark. So a 1956 penny without any letter under the date is completely normal for that mint. This coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat ears design on the reverse. The wheat design was used from 1909 to 1958. Which makes 1956 part of the final years of this iconic series. Many collectors love these late wheat cents because they are affordable, historic, and still possible to find in old collections. Now here is the important part. The 1956 no mint mark penny had a large production number. That means millions were made. But most of them entered circulation and were heavily used. They picked up scratches, lost their shine, and turned dark brown over time. So what makes one valuable? Condition. If you find a 1956 penny with sharp details in Lincoln's hair, strong wheat lines on the reverse, and original mint luster glowing across the surface, you may have something special. Collectors especially search for coins graded in high mint state levels. Color is extremely important for copper coins. These pennies are categorized as brown, red-brown, or full red. A full red example with bright original copper color is much more desirable than a dull brown coin. That original red color means the coin was preserved carefully and avoided heavy oxidation for decades. Now let's talk about errors and varieties, because this is where excitement builds. Collectors look for repunched mint mark varieties on other dates, but since this is a Philadelphia issue with no mint mark, attention shifts to other types of errors. Die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and strong strike doubling can all increase interest and value. A dramatic off-center strike with a visible date can bring strong premiums. Even noticeable die breaks through the design can make a coin more collectible. Strike quality also matters. Some 1956 cents were weakly struck, especially on the wheat ears. A sharply struck coin with full detail is harder to find and more appealing to serious buyers. And here is something many beginners overlook. I appeal. Two coins with the same grade can sell for very different prices if one has cleaner surfaces, better color, and fewer distracting marks. Now let's talk real market value. A heavily circulated 1956 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny usually sells for around 3 to 10 cents. A nice, uncirculated brown example can sell for around $5 to $20. A full red high mint state coin can sell for several dozen dollars. In the highest certified grades, auction results have reached a few $100s depending on quality and eye appeal. That means a simple penny from 1956 can be worth far more than 1 cent if it is in exceptional condition. So check your jars. Check your albums. Look carefully at the date. No mint mark under 1956 means Philadelphia. Examine the shine, the color, and any unusual mint errors. Because sometimes the coins people ignore are the ones collectors quietly compete for. If you enjoyed learning about the 1956 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny and want more rare coin discoveries, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Coin lovers, keep searching and stay curious, because your next valuable find could already be in your collection. Top 4. The United States of America 1955 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. A small copper coin from the Denver Mint that might look ordinary, but in the right condition it can surprise you. The 1955 D penny is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat series, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the wheat ears design on the reverse. These wheat cents were minted from 1909 to 1958, and 1955 is one of the most talked about years in the entire series. While the Philadelphia 1955 double die gets most of the attention, the Denver Mint version has its own collector demand. The small D mint mark under the date tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint. Millions were produced, which means the coin is not rare in low grades. Many entered circulation and were used heavily in daily transactions. Most examples you find today will show wear, scratches, and dark brown color. So what makes the 1955 D valuable? Condition and quality. Collectors search for examples with sharp detail in Lincoln's hair and beard, strong wheat lines on the reverse, and original mint luster still glowing across the surfaces. A well-preserved coin stands out immediately next to a worn one. Color plays a major role in value. Lincoln Wheat cents are graded as brown, red-brown, or full red. A full red 1955 D with bright original copper color is far more desirable than a dull brown example. That original red tone shows the coin has been protected from oxidation for decades. Strike quality is also important. Some 1955 D cents were struck with softer details. A sharply struck example with crisp wheat ears and bold lettering is more appealing to serious collectors. Now let's talk about errors, because that's where excitement builds. Even though the famous double die variety belongs to Philadelphia, collectors still search 1955 D pennies for repunched mint marks, die cracks, die chips, and off-center strikes. A visible repunched D mint mark can increase collector interest. Off-center errors with a clear date can sell for strong premiums. Dramatic die breaks running across the design can also add uniqueness and value. Small details make a big difference. Two coins that look similar at first glance can have very different market prices depending on surface quality, luster, and eye appeal. Now let's talk real market value. A heavily circulated 1955 D Lincoln Wheat Penny typically sells for around 3 to 10 cents. A nice, uncirculated brown example can sell for around $5 to $20. A bright, full red mint state coin can sell for several dozen dollars. In very high certified grades, auction records have reached a few $100s depending on quality and eye appeal. That means even though millions were made, the best preserved examples still command serious collector attention. So if you have a jar of old wheat pennies, Look carefully at the date 1955 and check for the small d under it. Examine the shine, the detail, and search for any unusual mint errors. Because sometimes the difference between an ordinary penny and a collectible one is just a matter of condition. If you love discovering hidden coin values and learning about Lincoln Wheat cents, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next rare coin story. Keep searching because your next valuable find might already be waiting in your collection. Top 5. Before you ignore another old penny, stop and think about this. A simple 1950 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark could be sitting in your house right now, and most people would never give it a second look. But smart collectors, they always look twice. Today we're talking about the United States of America 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint marked. If there is no mint mark under the date, that means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During 1950, Philadelphia did not use a mint mark on its cents, so a blank space under the date is exactly what you want to see for this issue. The coin features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears design on the reverse. The wheat reverse was used from 1909 to 1958, making 1950 part of the later years of this historic design. These coins were used every single day in post-World War II America, passing through stores, markets, and hands across the country. Now here's where things get interesting. The 1950 no mint mark penny had a large mintage, so it is not rare in circulated grades. Most examples you'll find today are worn, darker in color, and show clear signs of use. In that condition, they are common. But condition changes everything. If you find a 1950 penny with sharp detail in Lincoln's hair, strong lettering, and full wheat lines on the reverse, you may be holding something much more desirable. Original mint luster is a major factor. When a coin still shines with its original copper glow, collectors pay attention. Color is extremely important with copper coins. Lincoln Wheat cents are graded as brown, red-brown, or full red. A full red 1950 penny with bright original color is far more valuable than a dull brown example. That red color means the coin was carefully stored and protected from oxidation for decades. Now let's talk about errors and varieties. Collectors look for die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and strong strike doubling on this date. A dramatic off-center strike that still shows the full date can be very collectible. Large die cracks or cuds on the reverse can also add strong appeal. These mint errors occurred during production and make certain coins unique compared to standard examples. Strike quality also matters. Some coins from this period show weaker details on the wheat ears. A sharply struck example with bold, clear lines is always more desirable. And here's something many beginners forget. Eye appeal can separate an average coin from a premium one. Two coins with the same technical grade can sell for different prices depending on surface marks, brightness, and overall appearance. Now let's talk real market value. A heavily circulated 1950 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny typically sells for around 3 to 10 cents. A nice uncirculated brown example can sell for around $5 to $20. A full red high mint state coin can sell for several dozen dollars. In top certified grades, auction results have reached a few $100s depending on condition and eye appeal. That means a simple 1-cent coin from 1950 can be worth far more than face value if it is preserved in outstanding condition. So check your old jars, albums, and inherited collections. Look at the date 1950 and confirm there is no mint mark under it. Examine the shine, the detail, and search carefully for any unusual errors. Because sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. If you enjoy discovering hidden coin values and rare Lincoln Wheat pennies, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, your next valuable find could already be in your pocket.